Welcome to the first of many episodes of the On Point Sports Podcast. Today with me are three very knowledgeable people in today's topic, Qiyi, Adam, and Camilo. Today's topic, the NBA. How have you guys been liking the season so far?
So far, I feel like there's really been just an open league, like the narrative really told us. Every single team seems like they could pretty much contend for the championship, and I feel like there's the league better.
Not every team, but
the Western
the
Conference
teams who were
is really competitive compared to the East.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I believe, since the Warriors are out, without KD and Klay Thompson
Warriors
and all
are
that.
in.
I mean, I'm not saying they're out, but, they're not as good
the
as they
clear
were last year.
favorites. They're not the
Every-
clear
Yeah.
favorites like last year and all the other years.
And I'm not sure when the last time the NBA was actually competitive the way it is now, but
When
it's great.
Yeah. It was probably like 2012, 2013. Even then, there was still pretty much one favorite.
probably
That's true.
probably the year the Warriors won it the first time now. Because then they just started dominating right after that.
Yeah, that's big facts. Dub Nation.
Yes, sir.
Chi, you got anything to say? Chi?
Does every team in the West, I think every team have potential to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. I think all but maybe like one.
The Suns. They're not going to make it, 100%.
Nah,
The Suns are gonna make it.
No, they're not, bro.
I think they will. Devin Booker.
Well, speaking of who's going to make it, who do you guys have for the 8 teams to make the Western Conference playoffs? We can all go around and say our 8th seed right now.
8th seed? Just the 8th seed?
Yeah, we'll just go one by one.
All right. Who wants to start?
Nice,
then
I'll
I'll do it.
start. Or you go. You go.
All right. I put the Suns for the 8th seed. Either the Suns or the Timberwolves. I don't think
Ooh.
the Timberwolves are gonna be that high. It's way too competitive. But they could sneak in just like the Suns. And then you want the Eastern Conference also or just the West?
Oh, we can go West and East 8th.
All right. And then I put the Hawks for the 8th.
I also put the Hawks for the 8th in the East. And for the West, I actually put the Warriors at the number 8.
Whoa. Holy.
Yes, sir. After the Pelicans-Warriors game, it started feeling like they could probably get in there with about a 40-win season, which would be hard with the other 7 teams I have in there. But with the ones that don't make it, I just don't feel like any of them can really get a 40 or higher win season. And I had the Wolves and the Suns both missing the playoffs.
Okay. No trust in Cat.
I think he can do it, but it's just the people around him, I don't think, really help him win.
If Andrew Wiggins liked playing basketball.
That's tough.
Shout out Andrew Wiggins. For the West, I mean, the last 3 spots, I'm not sure. I can't really say, if it's set or not. I have, down as well. Trailblazers, Mavericks, Timberwolves,
Mm-hmm.
It's not really I'm not sure if they're those teams are not locked in for me. It's going to be competitive down there. But, yeah. And then on the East, I have the Hawks as well for the 8th seed.
Yes, sir. And then Chi, what do you have?
The 8th seeds, I think, is the Mavericks and probably Thunder will probably make it. I don't think you think about that. Because they got a shooter and a lot of young talent potential in their team also. Alexander Walker. Oh, he's a bucket, man.
He's on the Pelicans, sir.
Yeah, he's on the Pelicans. Are you talking about his cousin?
Shea Gilgeous, yeah.
Oh, yeah, his cousin.
Yeah, his cousin.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's going to pop up in this podcast later.
Yes, sir. So I think that the Thunder could make it with the team they have right now, but I just don't feel like they'll have the whole team they have right now at the end. I think they'll end up trading either Chris Paul or Steven Adams by then.
Nobody would take Chris Paul though. His contract's too big.
I feel maybe he'll retire.
He might end up in
I think
Miami.
the Pelicans won't make it this year.
Well, I
I
didn't
don't.
put them in because they're like, or it seems like they're injury prone. Lonzo,
Yeah,
they're like,
playing right ahead of them. Okay, so then we all
JJ's
said our
year in the
right.
playoffs.
Yes, sir. G, did you say your Eastern Conference 8th seed?
Oh, Eastern Conference, I think the Nets. The
The
Nets.
Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And probably Bulls, Chicago Bulls.
Bulls in that spot. And then what
the
about
East is so weak.
just the bottom half?
Yeah,
It's
they're
not too
like,
bad though. The Hawks are pretty good right now.
It's pretty bad out there.
yeah, it's
Is
like
it really?
there's top three, then
Yeah.
nobody else can compete with.
Yeah.
I think they have 4 teams that could compete.
Why don't
At least
we
at the end of the season. Why don't we
for
continue?
both conferences?
So we have number 7. So I heard she said Pistons. Was that your 7 for the East?
Yeah, Payson, with Derrick Rose coming back, I think hopefully he play healthy this year, like don't get any injury. But he would come back strong.
Yeah,
Came
and then I
back
think
pretty
he
strong.
could probably, he could probably take that starting spot from Reggie Jackson. In my opinion.
Reggie should be.
That's
He's
tough.
pretty bad.
I think he just lost his sister the other day.
Oh damn!
No,
I
that
thought
was
it
Reggie Bullock. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Anyways,
What about Blake Griffin? Could carry
Blake Griffin is like going to play 40 games. I heard. For the year.
40? Is he already injured?
Well, he
Yeah,
hasn't played the game.
He hasn't
They're
started.
kind of resting him, and then they want to rest him a lot this season. I heard.
All right, man. Let me tell you about that Luke Kennard. He's actually like 20 a night. I think he comes off the bench. I'm not sure.
For sure. And then who did you have for the Western 7 seed, Chi?
The Western 7?
Yeah.
Mavericks, Luka Doncic, and Paul George gonna carry the team.
So you have the Mavericks at 7. So who'd you have at 8? Didn't you have the Mavericks at 8?
Yeah, the 8 was Thunder.
Oh, 8 was the Thunder,
yeah.
7 was the Mavericks. All right.
I have,
and then go ahead.
I have the Trailblazers at 7.
You have
for
the
the
Blazers
West.
at 7.
Yeah.
Me too.
You have the Blazers at 7 too?
Yes.
That was way higher. So I have the Mavericks at number 7 and the Pistons at 7 as well. What about you guys for the East?
I'm the Bulls at 7.
The Bulls at 7. The Bulls aren't looking too good this year so far.
They're not. They're what's it called? They're really young, so they could maybe do something with that team.
Yeah.
And
That's
the week's
another
so
team where the
east.
defense is just not. They're not playing defense very well.
Yeah.
It's only
I don't
been
think
4
they'll make it far, but
It's been 4 games, but a lot of the players on the Bulls aren't known to really be great defense players. So I'm not sure if they'd be able to create that within the few games or within the season. So that would be number 7. Everyone said they're 7, right? So then, would you? All right.
Raptors. The Raptors.
The Raptors. I had the Raptors barely in it. It was between them and the Hawks for the 8th seed. Didn't really make it though, but I just think in the end that started to stack up right there because it was kind of hard to choose between the Raptors and the Hawks.
Yeah.
I think the Raptors can make to the top 4.
You think the Raptors are a top 4
No.
seed?
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna get interesting.
Because many players in the team have the champion experience. You got they got Siakam, Larry, Valanciunas.
They don't have
Mark.
Valanciunas.
Yeah, they have.
He's on the Grizzlies, my guy.
No, he's still in the Raptors.
Okay.
Who are you guys talking about?
Valanciunas. He got traded for Gasol.
I'm about Marcus All, my guy.
Solid player.
Oh, and Anunoby's pretty good. Yeah. Came out of nowhere. Possibly most improved player.
Not really out of nowhere though. Last year he was playing pretty well, pretty decently.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raptors should make top 4 because they play a lot of games flat out. Why he was racing and they kept.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, since I think they could either make it over the Bulls and Hawks, but I just didn't put them there because because I don't like them.
So everyone said they're 7 now,
What?
right? It's number 6.
Yeah.
I have Rockets at 6 and Heat at 6.
You have the Rockets at 6 and the Heat at 6.
I mean, the Rockets probably would be lower. I mean, higher. But I don't know. How many games have they played? Like 4, 3?
They played about 3 or 2 teams.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. If I
Yeah, they
buy
haven't looked too
into.
great.
Yeah, I don't buy. How many? They went 5 for what? 30? 5 for 27.
That first game, yeah, shortly. And then Harden also doesn't seem like he's getting all the calls he's getting in previous years.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good.
I feel they might start beefing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're good friends, so I feel like no matter what happens, they wouldn't like hold it against each other.
Well, I mean, Westbrook and KD.
Yeah, they were good friends.
Or were they? Anyway, so my 6 seeds, I put the Utah Jazz, who I thought earlier in the season should have been the 2nd seed.
Yeah, I have Jazz on the 6 too. Also.
You have the Jazz on the 6 too. So they in the first few games, as I'm pretty much basing this on the first few games, they just haven't looked very good at all. I think Mike Conley went 1 for 16 in the first game. And then they just haven't looked very good. Especially like you were saying, Gobert doesn't look too great either.
Yeah.
And then I had the Brooklyn Nets in the East.
The Nets?
Yes.
Yeah. Just because I think there's 5 teams better than them in the East. But I think with how Kyrie's playing so far, it's kind of hard to say that they won't be a top 5 seed. But I put them at 6. So who else?
At 6
seeds
in the West, I also have the Jazz because, I mean, they're not looking that great.
Yeah.
And I have the Nets. So same thing. For the same reasons. Kyrie might be good, but
could be, but not too sure.
His ego is way too big.
Yeah. From what
That's
we've heard,
conversation though. That's it.
Yeah.
Did you see the report that? Wait, are you guys talking about Kyrie? Okay.
Yeah, the report.
See the report?
His
mood swings?
his mood swings. They said that was false, but
Bro, that dude is bipolar.
He is. He's like Antonio Brown. I'm gonna put him in the same category as AB.
Send Kyrie to college.
Nice. Yes, sir. Michigan.
No, Duke.
So did everyone? Hartnell, yes. Did anyone say, or did everyone say their 6 seeds? Or is there someone who didn't? She, did you say your Eastern 6 seed? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the 6 seed is for the Nets, but
the Nets.
Yeah, but I think Kyrie is he doesn't like fit into the team. You know, like he's a quiet person. Like the first game that they put in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He missed the buzzer beater, like the game winner. But and then he just
on himself.
Yeah, and then he just like blaming on himself, and he just
he dropped 50.
All the barrier.
Missed the game winner.
I think they just to like communicate with the team and to work out the chemistry.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all these teams. Because all these teams, but maybe like 1 or 2 need to improve on stuff.
KD will be come back on this season, like not even the playoffs. I think KD will.
I don't think they'll be in the
next
playoffs
year.
long enough.
Yeah, I think the Nets have a first round exit.
Yes, sir.
And the 60s for the West, I put the Jazz also.
The Jazz, yeah. So most of us Jazz are Nets.
They have the new blood, like Mike Conley. Have been playing for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have like 6 or 7 years, but they never make to the playoffs. But
I think they
as
made it
they
They made it a few times.
They made a
yeah
good run against the Warriors, I think, in the Western Conference Finals a while back.
yeah, and also like Danovich from Pacer.
Yeah, it was a big,
He
big
has
addition.
defense. Yeah, he had defense, and also like he helps the team a lot. Like he's kind of guy like Joe Ingles, like
Yeah.
doing a lot for the team.
Yeah. The two best white dudes in the NBA, that's all I got to say.
On the same team,
Yeah, that's crazy.
same front court.
Yeah.
So did everyone say their 6th seed?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Okay. So then for the 5th seed, I'll start off with that one. So for the East, I had the Heat, and then for the West, I had the Blazers. So I think the Blazers, just like I said with the Nets on the 6th seed, I think they have enough to be one of the best teams in the league, but I still think there's 4 teams above. Because they last year were the 3rd seed, and then they made it to the Western Conference Finals, and then you add in Whiteside, which was huge in my opinion, and then add
Injury
Nurkic
time?
at the end of the season. Could so far he's not. Looks like
Oh, not injured, but isn't he like lazy? Or he was lazy.
I think he's lazy, but now he has a different environment, so stuff might have changed. Different people.
I had him on Snapchat. He was pretty funny. Remember when they were like killing all the lizards in Florida? He started recording.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't gonna kill you guys. For my 5th, we're on 5th, right?
Yeah,
I
5th
put
seed.
the Jazz in that, so basically the same thing you guys did, except one higher.
Mm-hmm.
For the 5th in the East, I have the Heat too, and in the West, I have the Warriors. Cause
Oof, there's a
I mean-
5th seed.
yeah,
So I think 2 of us had the Warriors in there. We'll get more into them in just a little bit.
cheat.
The 5th seed I put for the Spurs.
The Spurs at the 5th seed.
Yeah.
That was a tough team for me to say doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Isn't last year they made to the playoffs or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been 22 years since they missed it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't make it last. Wait, yeah,
No.
they did.
They barely
Who they
made
play?
it.
The Jazz?
The Nuggets in the first round.
Okay.
They almost beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Spurs I still have chance. You know, their coach is doing an absolute job. Like, you know, even LeBron's sons wants his son to be like coaching. Oh, I think it's Coach K. Never mind, in the college.
Yeah.
Yeah. For my 5th season of East, I put the Celtics.
Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if they play in very good job and don't get any injuries like on the like as Zion did, you know, that Jason Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they added Kemba.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them as the 5th seed though, because they did. Even though they added Kemba, they did lose some big pieces in their team.
Are you guys forgetting about the GOAT Taco Fall?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Taco Fall. Didn't he get a concussion?
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Cause
He was like washing
hit
his
the
hands
roof.
and he hit the roof. Yeah. It's an issue.
They have Ennis
Too
Cantor
tall.
though,
Yeah.
so
They
that's
do have
another
him.
good center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ennis Cantor is heavily slept on.
Mm-hmm.
On the defensive side, though, he's the one that's sleeping.
Yeah.
So that was has everyone said
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, so then for the 4th seed, does someone else want to start, or
I put the
Should
Golden
I go?
State Warriors at the 4th seed.
you put the Warriors at the 4th seed?
Yes.
I thought I
because-
was going high with how I was doing it.
No. I think the Warriors are starting off slow, but everyone's freaking out. Like they have they have like 8 players under 23 who've never played together, so they're trying to just plus Clay's out, and the first games of the season or these games, both of our centers have actually Looney played a game, but then re-aggravated his injury. But I think could make 4th seed.
Yeah.
I could see them going below that because the defense is not very good right now, but I think at least playoffs. But if
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
gets healthy soon, if Clay gets healthy before or after All-Star break, even though Steve Kerr said that's probably not happening, they could make 4th seed. In my humble opinion, unbiased.
Yeah. And then for the East, what did you have?
Oh, for the East, I had the Pistons.
You had the Pistons at the 4 seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's before I realized that. What's his name? You guys just told
Blake
me.
Griffin was out.
Blake Griffin's out, yeah. I was thinking
that's
if
the
they were
one
healthy
reason
and
it went
everything.
lower for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who else wants to go?
In the West, for the 4th seed, I have the Lakers. Yep. Bron, the GOAT.
Blasphemy.
I mean, they don't have too much depth, but they have, some okay players, like in Quinn Cook. We saw what he could do last year. Who else?
That's about it.
KCP.
KCP.
I mean, he's
It's
not
the one
that
player
great
to not
anymore.
mention.
Yeah, they don't really have anyone, so
Yeah.
I don't see them.
They have Danny Green.
I think they have a solid bench, and they finally surrounded Braun with shooters, which is what he didn't have last year.
I think
and
they'll
they have
be
the GOAT,
resting
Alex Caruso.
That's true.
Yeah.
The GOAT, Dwight Howard.
JaVale McGee.
Yes, sir. They're going to cut him.
Well, I mean, I guess they have an okay bench, but I don't see them going that far in the playoffs.
I think they'll rest a lot.
You don't think LeBron can carry them in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, LeBron is getting really old, and you can't really.
Yes, sir.
You can't even
at
tell
this
he's
point,
getting old.
At this point, it's kind of Kawhi over LeBron now.
It's kind of a
They're
few
both-
people
they're
over
both
LeBron
not-
right now.
Yeah, a couple of people over LeBron actually. He's
I don't
getting
know.
too old.
Kawhi isn't
and-
super clutch. I don't think he is. Like he hit that shot against the
The Raptors,
76ers.
or Sixers.
Yeah.
He
But
was
then,
not-
like, going against the Warriors, closing us out, I think he went 0 for 5 in the last quarter. It was Van Fleet that
Yeah.
was closing out against him. So,
Oh, that's
like,
true.
I don't think he's clutch, but they have Paul George. He's pretty clutch.
Yeah. So for my 4th seeds, I have the Pacers in the East, and I have the Rockets in the West. I think that the Rockets will be pretty good, but I just don't trust them to really get the 1st through 3rd seed. Because I think they'll lose a good amount of games. And then the Pacers team, even though they're like 0-3 or 0-4 right now, I still think that they can get back to their winning ways with when
Oladipo?
Oladipo gets back.
Yeah, that's
When's
true.
he coming back?
I
December,
think it's
January?
December. Yeah.
December.
So about a month more. I think they can get a few wins, and then when he gets back, they look like a really good team.
Yeah.
I think that's all they're seeing. Just, a star player. Because, I mean,
That-
Yeah.
That's the reason I didn't put them on the list, but I think they can make it
yeah.
because of Oladipo.
Okay. And then, yeah.
For the 4th seed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4th seed, I will go for the Warriors. And
Yes, sir.
Warriors
go,
at the
baby.
4th.
although they are not correct, not back, but they have Draymond and Steph and D'Lo.
Yeah.
Yeah, D'Lo and Steph will be working together very well. Although they don't have Clay.
See those behind the back passes?
Yeah, I saw that one.
And the 4th
It seems like
for
they're
the
already
East,
building that.
I go for the 4th seed. I think the Heat will probably make it to the 4th seed. They have Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Jimmy
good
and
guy
Kendrick
that.
Nunn.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Taylor Hero.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Yep.
then they also have
Rookie of the year.
Bam.
Oh, yeah, Bam's gone really good.
Bam's going to be good. Then they still do have a lot of depth, so I could see that. I just think the Pacers will be a little bit better with Oladipo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 3rd seeds, the 3rd seeds for the West, I go for the Rockets.
The Rockets in the West.
Whoa.
The Rockets.
This is
Yeah.
going to be interesting because you're missing a team And I think I know which team you're missing.
Yeah,
too.
I missed
I'm
the
interested in it.
Blazers.
No, I think it's another team too. But
Michael Porter Jr.
he isn't even going to play, apparently.
Yeah, that's kind
What?
of stuff.
He
Anyways,
barely
third,
gets any minutes. So for the third seed, I had. Did she say both of us?
no,
Said
The
the
you
East
said
for the
Rockets and
third.
yeah.
The East for the third. Probably the. Did I say Pacers? I don't think I say Pacers.
No, he didn't say Pacers.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
said the
know you're not
Raptors
gonna
would be
say.
up there
I know
too.
you're not gonna say Pacers for the third seed, right?
Yeah, the third seed is gonna be Raptors.
Third seed Raptors.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
All right.
They could, but
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's your third seeds. My third seed for the West, I had the Nuggets, and then for the East, I had the Celtics. I think the Celtics could have been the 2 seed, but I think since they lost Marcus Morris
Mm-hmm.
and Horford, as well as Rozier and a good amount of their bench, I think they'll drop a little bit from the expectation.
Yeah.
And then the Nuggets, I think, will stay up there, but I think they won't really go for the 1 seed as much just because of the 2 teams that I have in front of them.
The
So that's my
Lakers and the
number 3.
Clippers.
Spoilers.
Wait,
so
are we
who
doing
else?
3?
Yeah, number 3.
All right. I have the Nuggets at 3.
Okay.
Aren't they number 1 right now?
Yes.
Well, 3 games
a
in,
lot
but
of teams are number 1.
well, like they have like a really solid team. Plus, even though they're not giving Michael Porter Jr. minutes, I think he could potentially go off.
I think you
this
could start,
season.
honestly, but
Yeah, I don't see why they don't start him. Didn't they add who? They added. It's not seen. Where did Michael Conley Jr. go? The Jazz, or did he go to the
he's on the Jazz.
Grizzlies? Wait, he was
He's
on the
Jazz
Grizzlies.
now.
He got
Yeah.
traded
Okay.
from the Grizzlies.
Okay, their uniforms look alike. That's why I was
Yeah.
struggling, man. I'm just colorblind out here. All right.
So that's the third. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I think I'm gonna switch my third and fourth. The fourth I had
Yeah.
Lakers, but at the
Fourth you had
Rockets.
Lakers. Oh yeah. Fourth
And
the
I'm gonna move
Rockets,
to
and then third the
Lakers
Lakers.
up. Yeah, Lakers up to third.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to say, and I have the Nets at third.
You have the Nets in the East third.
Whoa.
Sorry, man. It's
Debatable.
just-
Debatable.
I mean, when you have Kyrie on your team, you're almost always gonna make the playoffs.
That high though?
Well,
I'm not sure about.
oh wait, no, never mind. I already said the Nets. I meant the Celtics. I switched them. Forgot to read that.
Oh, I have the Celtics.
So I had the Celtics too. Yeah. And then Chi, who did you have in number 3?
Yeah, I think I missed like two of the teams. I've missed the Nuggets and the Blazers.
Nuggets and the Blazers.
Yeah, so the
We had the
Thunder.
East and West.
Yeah, we'll make it to
So switch out
the
the Thunder.
playoffs. For my 8, I would pick the Blazers
Mm-hmm.
because
And
I
the
think
Thunder's
CJ McCollum won't be
Yeah, so
playing
Thunder's
this
off.
year.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the CJ McCollum's not as good as last year.
Yeah.
And for my third seed, I would put the Lakers,
Yeah.
and so
I agree.
so for my first seed, I would put the Warriors.
All right.
And for
As your what
the
seed?
East, yeah, and for the East, the third seed is gonna be third seed will be Raptors.
Raptors in third, yeah.
Whoa.
I feel like you already said that.
Yeah, you said
All right.
Raptors
I
at like
heard that
5
3
or
times.
4.
Wait, isn't it? No,
All right, anyways. No, he said Raptors at third, but he said
Yeah.
that like a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I think he went first.
yeah, I went first.
Oh,
first.
yeah, he did go first.
Oh, all right. Well,
All right.
anyways.
All right, for the second seed.
All right, so I had the Bucks for the second seed in the East. They could be the number 1 seed, but I just think the number 1 seed is going to be the last team. And then for the 2 seed in the West, I had the Lakers. Just because I feel like LeBron and AD will be resting a lot in comparison to the people on my first seed, which we'll get to in just a moment.
I have-
second seed. I have the Clippers. I mean, they're not that great. They have Kawhi, I guess.
Paul George is injured.
He's only a month away from coming back, though. Or so they say right now.
Is he gonna do as good though? Because him and Kawhi,
I think he could, but
don't they play the same position? Or the
yeah, but they could be. Someone
So-
could be a power forward.
No.
I think Paul George played power forward in OKC for a
I
few
thought he
games.
played shooting guard.
No, they had Roberson.
Oh,
or
that's
Grant
right.
at the time.
But yeah,
But that was in
Clippers,
the Melo days. So.
Clippers at 2. That's
I have
right.
the Lakers at 2 and the 76ers at 2.
And then,
I
who did
just-
you have at 2 for the East, Ziggy? Did
Oh,
you say?
the Bucks. The Bucks.
Bucks. Okay. And then go ahead.
Sheet.
Second seats,
Yep.
I would be put in the Lakers.
Lakers at the 2 seed for the West. And what about the East?
The A's will be the Bucks,
Bucks. Okay.
because I put in first on Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
you're
know,
spoiling it.
Well, we can all do our 1 seeds now. Cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it's obvious. So I had
You know,
the Sixers number 1.
Yeah,
Me too.
And then the Clippers on the Western side for number 1. So I think we pretty much we had
On
a
the
lot
West,
of the
I
same
have the
one.
Nuggets.
You have the Nuggets as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they're not a bad team. They got number 1 last year, right?
They got number 2. They were only like
number
2 games off.
Who was number 1? Warriors,
The
right?
Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a
Nuggets.
2-game difference, I think.
I could see that.
But I got the Nuggets at 1.
Mhm.
They're
I
really
could
good.
definitely see that.
And then over time, I'm pretty sure Michael Porter Jr. is going to develop, and then sooner or later he's going to start.
And then they
Don't
got
forget about-
Bol too.
Yeah, don't forget about Bol. That dude coming off the bench behind Jokic, or possibly starting in the future. I don't know.
Oh,
That's a little too much
but they have a lot of people on
for
their
this
team that
season. Yeah,
could definitely do
they
that.
have depth. They have Jeremy Grant from OKC, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
And Gary Harris. I mean, he's not that great.
Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Torrey
The-
Craig.
They're pretty stacked, like the Clippers.
Yeah.
I got the Kings and the Knicks.
Are we talking 15th or
No, I have Clippers and Bucks.
Clippers?
Giannis, the Greek freak.
Yeah, I think in the end, the 1 and 2 seed of the Lakers, Clippers, and the Sixers, Bucks could go either way. I think they'll both be
Yeah.
pretty close in the end.
Mm-hmm. 7
What
games.
if the Warriors get first again? Whoa.
I mean, they could, but a lot of stuff would have to happen for that to happen.
Yeah, what if is too much of a big conversation?
Maybe we'll save it for
Anyways.
another episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking on the Warriors, the Warriors are currently 1 and 2. They just beat the Pelicans last night as of when we were recording this. So the question that we're going to ask here is, where do the Warriors go from here? Who would like to answer that?
Ziggy, you
That would be. Well, I mean, okay. The Warriors are a super complicated team because they have Steph Curry, yeah, they have Draymond Green, they have D'Lo, but everyone else is Garbo, you know, under everyone's radar. No hate to Jordan Poole, but, you know, they're not the best team in the NBA as of right now. But I believe when, you know, Willie Cauley-Stein and Klay Thompson and Kevon Looney eventually come back, you know, they'll compete. Probably make it far in the final. Playoffs. In the
Game
playoffs.
7 of the finals?
Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, the Warriors, for right now, I guess, they got to work on their defense. Steve
Do you
Kerr.
think they'll trade D'Angelo Russell?
I think they definitely could, but I feel like they fit together right now. I don't
Yeah, but
see
when
the
Klay
only
comes
reason I
back-
think they should. Yeah, but I don't know.
When
Apparently,
Clay-
if he comes back in February, could be. I heard that it could be about 2 weeks prior to the trade deadline, so they could have a little bit of time where they can experiment with that lineup.
Yeah.
Because yesterday they played Jordan Poole at the 2 and D'Lo at the 3, and that seemed to work because they got that first win.
Yeah.
So maybe playing that 3-guard lineup is actually something that'll lead them to winning.
Yeah.
So for me, I put that pretty much just over the season. I think they'll be fine as long as they, of course, play defense like they did yesterday, or as we're recording this yesterday against the Pelicans. And then a lot of the times they would either overpass or kind of just hesitate on what they're doing, which is also something just kind of developing chemistry and moving through the season.
Yeah.
So I definitely could see them making a playoff run in the end, but only time will tell on that.
Yeah. Well, they have a, like, if you actually look at it, they have a pretty solid roster. It's just they don't know how to play together. Or Glenn Robinson's a solid player. Willie Cauley-Stein, Kevon Looney.
And also, there's a
all
lot
good.
of injured players right now.
Yeah.
So once they all come back, they already won a game without some of them. Even though the Pelicans did not have about 3 or 4 of the main players.
Yeah. But neither did we. Marquise Chris, he was what? He was number what? Like 7?
He was the number 7th overall pick.
Yeah.
In 2017? No,
Oh,
it wasn't.
damn.
Was it 2014?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it was recent.
He is
Was it
only. He's only 22 right now.
Wow.
Let me check here. He went to in 2016. He went as the 8th overall pick to the Phoenix Suns, and then eventually ended up on the Rockets, then the Cavs, where he balked, and then he made it to where we are now. Which he's improving tremendously
he's a
from
solid
when
player,
he got
man.
drafted.
They chose him over what's his name?
McKinney.
Yeah, I'm a Miss
McKinney didn't
though.
seem like too. He didn't seem like he was improving too crazy, at least compared to Marquise Chris.
Yeah, because Marquise Chris has way more like talent. He just needs to get it.
Potential.
Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then
McKinney took the same route as McCaw. Rip McCaw.
Yep. Cavalier line.
the goat McCaw.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Someone want to do the screech for the podcast?
McCaw. McCaw!
Right.
If you can hear this, McCaw, please come back.
I know, dude.
Why
Why
we'll
did he
at
even
him
leave?
in the,
For money?
That's a
money.
question we're all asking. I mean, he
He
knew who
paid
was winning the
veteran
next year.
minimum.
Yeah,
He
he
knew
went
who
to the team that
he
was
got
going
a
to win.
three-peat.
He went to the team.
McCaw
What
has
is he on
yet
now?
to
The
have.
Cavs?
He was on the Raptors.
Yeah.
They're gonna win again. He wouldn't.
You
He wouldn't
follow
stay
McCaw.
McCaw's the key to a championship, period.
Yeah.
What if he just went to some random contender? Would we start thinking they're gonna win?
If the Lakers pick him up, they might win.
They might win. He has to play though. Him and Caruso dynamic duo.
Yep. LeBron who?
Exactly. LeBron who.
LeBron who?
Speaking of who, it's a good transition right there. So we'll talk about the award predictions. So apparently you guys didn't know who the coach of the year should be. So I'll go ahead and start that off. So I think it's gonna be Doc Rivers.
Whoa.
Yes,
Cookie
sir.
Monster?
Yes, sir.
What?
So, because I think that the Clippers will be the best team in the league, which will already have people saying that he's the best coach.
Yeah.
But also, it seems like in the first few games that we've watched from the Clippers, he seems to call the timeouts just at the best moments when certain teams are getting momentum or his team seems to kind of be falling apart. And in that first game, and I think in the game against the Warriors, every time after they went from a timeout and came back, they ended up going on like an 8-0 run almost every single time, which usually is attributed to the head coach or the coaches that they were speaking to most of the time. So that's who I think.
Well, I'm not sure what you have to do to get Coach of the Year award. I'm not sure if is it record?
No, you
No?
It's just
just
the
have to be a
media
good
votes.
coach. Yeah,
Doesn't the media vote? So I think it's either going to be Doc Rivers or Frank Vogel because LA teams are huge. So whichever one of them does better.
Oh, that's
The
true.
media just
Yeah.
is attracted to them.
Well, then,
Did Steve Kerr ever win Coach of the Year?
yeah. He won it 2016, right?
Wasn't
And
Wasn't it the
2015. He won it
73
one of
and-
those years.
73
and 9 was 2016, and I think he might have won it 2015.
back to
It
back?
might have been the Rockets. Might have been Mike D'Antoni though. But yeah,
Well, I think
Go on.
Doc Rivers is probably going to be Coach of the Year just because. I mean, you said it's the media votes for.
I think it's definitely going to be an LA team, or because in order to get it, they have to really be the 1 and 2 seed. I think anything less, they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And with Chi's prediction of the Raptors being the 3rd seed, I think they could probably get Coach of the Year if that ends up being true. Any team that really does better than expected has usually won it. A lot of the times. That or the best record.
Who's the Suns
So-
coach?
Chi.
The coach of the year.
Yeah.
Don't you guys think Bert Brown from the
It
Sixers?
could be Brett Brown. It definitely
be.
could be. Even though I put them at the 1 seed, I just have a feeling somehow they're going to underperform. Even if they do get the 1 seed, it just isn't going to feel like a Coach of the Year performance.
And once they do lose in the playoffs, Joel Embiid's going to go to the Warriors. Mark
Yes, sir.
my words.
You know who's going to go to the Warriors?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah,
Devontae Graham.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shy. Okay. Anyways.
Giannis
So
is going to go to the Warriors.
who are we
Seth
talking about?
Giannis.
Giannis. Oh, absolutely. So
Hopefully.
speaking of what you say is shy, but it's really Shea. For the
My
most
bad.
improved player, I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who I think for all of his stats actually more than double all of the stats that he had, as well as you can see it in how he's playing, that he's improved a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let me
what do
be
you guys
completely
think?
honest with you. I'm going for this because I didn't see it.
Oh, wow. So what about you, Ziggy?
So I'll throw it out, and
I had 2
right.
options for this pretty much.
Gotta go with Braun because he was injured
Oh
last
my
year.
god.
Actually, no.
Braun's
He's
so
gonna be
cool.
comeback player of the year.
Comeback
LeBron
Comeback
player of the
player
year.
of the year. Yeah.
His hair is going to be comeback player of the year.
Yeah, the only thing that came back was his hair, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. That's about it.
His hair
Yeah,
didn't
he was
even come back. It's a wig.
It's gone already.
He was averaging
like he's
27,
gonna
8, and 8. You're right. He can't come back.
No, he
Too
can't.
good. It's not
It's
a
going to
comeback.
go
It's just
37, 12, and 12.
Yeah, LeBron could turn some like surgery on planting hair from to his forehead, you know.
what?
Yes, sir.
Wait, did he have surgery to?
He got glue on his hair now.
Oh,
Barbers
so he goes
just do
out
that.
there with glue.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like they stick it onto your head. That's what I'm gonna need when I go bald.
So
Yes, sir.
every night that they play, he
Probably.
No, it's just
'Cause
when you
You
ever
can
go to
see
the
it coming off.
when you go to the barbers, they'll there's a way to stick that stuff on. It's not like every night. That stuff sticks for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
R.I.P. LeBron.
But some of that's coming off, though. Every
Yeah,
time
I
he
saw
sweats
that.
in the game.
Anthony Davis
But the
had a-
most improved player for me, I would go for Wizard.
Karis LeVert. I haven't actually even
I didn't
seen
even
anything.
consider. Yeah.
He was pretty good last year, though. He did go down halfway through the year.
Yeah, isn't it?
But I think he still did all right.
He broke his neck.
He broke part of his leg, I'm pretty sure, but they did need surgery. I don't think it was too severe.
And he recovered pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, he came back the same season, a few months afterwards.
Wait, are we talking about comeback player of the year?
No, most improved.
No,
still.
most improved.
All
player.
right, all right.
You can say LeBron.
LeBron's hairline, my guy.
For most improved, I also have Shea.
You also have shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I have an
It's-
honorable mention, and that's Brandon Ingram. Because so far this
Oh
season,
yeah.
he's been playing really well. I think he's definitely if we do an all-star prediction eventually, I think he's definitely someone that right now could be considered an all-star.
An
Isn't
all-star.
isn't he averaging like 30, 29?
He's averaging like 32, 9, I think, unless I'm wrong.
That's not
I can
bad.
actually look that up.
But once
but yeah,
Zion back, the
that's
you know, the-
4
absolutely true.
weeks.
yeah, the
Well, he might.
minutes
His
that he
assist might
played,
go up.
Yeah,
His assist might go up, but his shot or his usage is definitely going to go down.
Are we still talking about
They
Brandon
play
Ingram?
the same position?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Brandon Ingram. They play. I think they'll be on the court at the same time. Zion will
And-
play power forward.
and Drew
I think-
Holiday haven't come back yet.
Yeah, he was gone for 2 games. I
Brandon
think.
Ingram's going to come off the bench when Zion comes back.
You think so?
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So for Brandon Ingram, last year he had 18.3 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 3 assists. This year he has 27 points, 9.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists. So a few of them kind of doubled.
Yeah, but it's only like 2 games.
Yeah.
It is only 3 games.
Okay, well, we're making predictions.
Anyways, so for the next one, I feel like this one's the easiest. And
Rookie
if
of the
we all
year?
have the same answer, we can just skip it. So 6th man of the year,
Oh.
I have Lou Williams.
Oh my gosh, I'm tired of hearing this dude.
I know.
Who else?
He
is the
gets it
sixth man?
every year.
Who-
It's
who do
always the
you have?
Clippers 6 man. It's either Jamal Crawford
It has always
or Lou
yeah.
Williams. That's
Eric
stupid.
Gordon.
Who else? Eric Gordon starts, doesn't he?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I say
If he
PJ
didn't
Tucker,
start,
didn't
he'd
start?
definitely be there. PJ Tucker starts. You have Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
Doesn't he
Spencer
play
Dinwiddie.
shooting guard?
No.
Doesn't he
doesn't.
start
They
with
got Joe
Kyrie
Harris.
right now?
No.
No. Big man Joe.
They got Joe Harris and Chris LeVert with Kyrie. But yeah, Spencer
So they have
Dinwiddie.
them, and then who
I mean,
do they have?
When they have Kyrie
Oh,
out,
yeah, yeah.
they got to put in a point guard. And that dude's going to hold it down when Kyrie's resting. So,
Definitely, yeah.
and then Lou Williams, I'm just tired of hearing his name. For 6 man. He always
But I
gets
think
that.
just because he's won so many, he's just the obvious choice that
Yeah.
people are going to use. And
That's
it's the
true.
media again, you have to remember.
Oh, that's true.
Hasn't D Rose been coming off the bench? He's been starting.
D-Rose is coming off the bench. He had a crazy game the other day, 31 points, I think.
But I
He
think
could
he's
Is he
definitely-
considered a 6-man?
Yeah, he's a 6th man. Though I think by the
Probably
end of
by
the
the
season,
end of the
I
year,
feel like he'll be
yeah.
a starter. So that won't really
The 6th man, I think,
count technically.
Randy.
Who?
Is it Wendy's? Brandon
No.
Ingram?
You know the Raptors, the Randy.
Randy.
Are you saying Van Vliet?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
Van
he's starting.
Vliet. Yeah,
Shooting guard.
I
Yeah,
joined the wrong
he's starting
channel
this
for a
year.
second.
Oh yeah, he's starting this year.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
starting this year. Yeah, he definitely could be as well. If they somehow take him out of the starting lineup.
which I doubt.
Yeah. So now
Where's Andre?
I think we all
know.
he's on the
Yeah, where's the
Grizzlies, but
echo?
he's not really even doing anything.
Why am
Yeah, I
not
don't know what that is.
Headphones. My AirPods were gonna die.
That's tough. So that we all said our 6th man, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then for the defensive player of the year, this one's kind of difficult.
Oh, yeah.
So who did you all have?
I mean, right now, I can't really say anything.
You don't really have one. So I just
got
did
Giannis.
Andre Drummond.
I had him too.
So you
Giannis?
had Giannis. My God.
I say Giannis.
Who were you?
over
You were
Andre.
2. Over Andre. I think just Andre because I think he's averaging 20, 16 or so.
I'm pretty sure
I mean, he has a lot of
he's
blocks so far.
averaging the same numbers as last year.
I think he's averaging 3.2 steals, 3.2 blocks right now.
Then
So far, I don't think anyone's ever averaged that. For the blocks and
Are you
steals,
sure?
it's usually about 2. Yeah.
that dude balls, man. He balls hard.
Yeah.
Harder than LeVar.
Us.
All right. But did anyone else have a defensive player of the year? That they'd want to say?
No. Yeah.
Draymond Green?
Or Lonzo
We'll
Ball.
do it. Come back here. Lonzo could definitely win it. I just don't know if he'll stay healthy.
Do
Hopefully,
they
he
have
does,
like
but-
a defensive team? Like, you know how they have all NBA?
Yeah,
first
they
team?
do.
Yeah,
then
they
he's
have
making that for sure.
three defensive teams.
Might
Yeah,
have
he made it
might
last
be
year. He should have.
Patrick Beverly.
For
I could
defensive
see
player
him
of the
getting
year?
Just because they're talking
I
about him
could.
so much.
That's true. He has the media in his favor. And there's
hate
not
that
really
I'd hate
someone
to
else
see
that's
it.
standing out.
I'd hate to see that,
Well,
but
I mean,
it's
Andre-
possible.
But if you want to choose one defense player in the Clippers, it's either be Kawhi or Paul George.
I think they both could win it, but I just don't see them kind of being the people that the media choose.
Yeah.
Though if it
Yes.
was off of us, I think it could
But
be
I-
one of them. But
But AD said his goal for this season to win Defense Player of the Year.
yeah, Davis does want to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Maybe
So if
he
he's
will.
already after it, yeah. I
Maybe
think it's
LeBron.
Oh, maybe
Oh my god, LeBron for everything.
he'll be Rookie of the Year too.
Yeah,
Rookie
what-
of the year, LeBron.
I'm
That-
going for
that's his
Ben
hairline
Simmons again
rookie
this year.
Yeah, but I think Defensive Player of the Year you can't really say so far.
Yeah.
Nothing's really stood out in 3 games. But for Rookie of the Year for real, I have RJ Barrett. I've had him since draft day. I'm gonna stick with that until they hand out
Rookie
the
of the Year?
awards. Yeah, I think Zion was gonna get it, but since he's out, I think RJ's kind of taking over. There's a few guys also.
John Morant.
Once
John
Yeah,
Morant
John
could,
Morant
but
for
it's
Rookie
gonna
of
be-
the Year.
You have John Morant as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure, John
Ziggy, who
Morant.
did you have?
Morant as well. Did you see
You
the
have
way
John
he
Morant
killed
as well.
Kyrie the other night?
Yeah,
Yeah, Defense Player of the Year. Anyways, Ben Simmons will probably win it. But
When
anyways,
Zion comes back, it's going to be the NBA featuring Zion. Just
Yeah.
like the draft.
yes,
The 2019 NBA
they were
draft
following
featuring
him
Zion.
around all day.
He was the host, basically.
Yes, sir. All right. So then, for the most important one, and probably the most answer that we don't have altogether, the MVP. Controversial. That's the word.
There we go.
So for MVP, one of you already guessed my answer before the podcast. So I'll start off, I guess. So I have Trae Young.
Oh my god, get out of here!
Oh my god.
So that's pretty cool. So far, I think he's carried his team pretty much. I don't really see anyone else who really has. And I definitely
watch
think
the
that he
games?
could. Do you watch? the
Okay,
games?
no. I'm literally asking. It's because I
Trae
can't
Young?
find them on. I can't find them to watch them.
Yeah, because the games that he just has played so far, he's really seemed to take over in those games, and really has been the most valuable player for the Hawks.
I mean,
Yeah, but
he's
for the
good. I
league?
could see him making the All-Stars, but
This is,
But-
of course, basing it off of so far.
Yeah.
if you
Right
have to
now,
go to
he's the
Trae
best
Young for
player.
MVP, I have to go for Luka,
for who?
You have
Devin
Luka.
Booker.
You said Luka.
Luka?
I think Luka have a more chance to win the MVP to Trae Young, but Trae Young make the MVP this year. To be honest.
Maybe they'll be co-MVP.
So you agree, Chi, with Adam?
He's going Luka, I think.
No, I won't agree to Adam to Trae Young as the MVP. Honest.
I don't see Trae Young
Yeah.
or
So who
Luka beating
do you see?
the real superstars like
Yeah.
Don't say
Giannis,
LeBron. Okay.
Harden, LeBron James,
Oh my
Steph
god.
Curry, Kawhi Leonard. I don't see them beating them.
How about
I mean,
Towns?
it's their second year,
you
too.
all
It's
forgot
their
Towns.
second year.
Yeah.
I doubt
That's why I don't
they're
see
gonna
them
win
beating him.
Towns was
second year.
also one of my
Cat,
people up there. I
Any
think
team
Cat
in
or
LA,
Jokic can kind of be another one.
any
I
team
think-
in LA is gonna get the most coverage by the media, and they're
I
like
think
the main
Anthony
people who
Davis
vote for it.
is the only one out of those 4 in LA that can really contend for it.
I think
Who'd you say?
LeBron can, but that's just me.
That Anthony Davis is probably the only one of those 4 in LA that can contend
For MVP.
for the MVP. I think the
Only
others aren't
Anthony
really going to
Davis?
put up the numbers.
You don't think
Yeah.
LeBron can? Not even biased.
I don't think LeBron's going to want to.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
he's
no
not going to
Brownie,
worry
but I
about
think
that, but he's
LeBron
going to
can
kind
win
of.
I
You
think
think he can? I think he's going to conserve his body more for the postseason and let
That's
AD
true.
kind of take over.
if LeBron
carry the
doesn't
team.
rest, I think he can contend for it. Or does he get
Yeah.
injured?
Yeah, hopefully the guy doesn't get injured.
So is that all? I think Ziggy, you haven't said yours yet.
Bro, I got Steph Curry.
Yeah, me too.
You got Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but just so far in the league
Well,
because I
it's just-
base those awards off of so far. I just
Well,
don't see it so far.
The only problem right now is that they're double teaming the boy.
Yeah. But once they get, the groove, they'll be fine. They'll drop 50 a night.
They just need to
We
prove
all bow down.
the other players. The other players
definitely.
need to spread the floor more for him, even though there's still gonna be 2 on him. But if they fear other players knocking down threes, Clay, if Clay was there, Steph Curry would have a way better chance because they wouldn't only be covering him.
Mm-hmm. I think that's also a point of the same thing where I said that LeBron might kind of conserve himself for the playoffs, and because of that, he won't do well, or he won't do MVP level. I think that's another thing that Curry will do, but not for the same reason, but just because he'll have more attention than pretty much any other player in the NBA.
Yeah,
to where they'll probably double him more than any other player. So that's what I think about that one. So has everyone said their MVP?
Mm-hmm.
My MVP would go for Luka.
Yes, sir.
Luka Doncic.
You're crazy, man.
Alrighty. All right.
Too crazy.
So then for our last thing, we'll be doing a segment that we might do for the NFL when it starts, maybe when each season starts in the future. But it's pretty much, are certain teams contenders or pretenders? So we'll go one by one between 5 separate teams, and we'll kind of say what we think. So far in the season, so the Phoenix Suns, contenders or pretenders? What do you all think?
Contenders for playoffs.
I think they're contenders. Yeah, contenders for the playoffs or pretenders?
Not for a championship, but for playoffs.
Definitely. I don't think any of these teams can can win the championship, but I think the Suns can compete for the playoffs. I don't think they'll make it, but I think they'll be competing for it. Definitely a lot more than previous years.
So this is for the playoffs, not...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, none of these teams have a chance to win the championship. I'm not going to lie.
You don't know that. You got Trey Young at MVP.
Grizzlies are going to win the When was the last time the MVP won the championship? 2015?
Steph Curry.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Qiyi, what do you think?
For the contenders?
For the Suns, contenders or pretenders?
Contenders.
Yeah.
You know they got Rubio?
Yes, sir. I think they beat the Clippers without Rubio, and then Ayton's also gone for a while.
Yeah, Ayton was testing what was it? He got something. What's it called? He
violated the anti-drug policy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he's out for how long? He's out for a fourth of the season.
Wow.
25 games, I think they said. So
yeah,
about 24, 23 now.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's definitely a reason I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they'll still even contend without him for a while.
When they got this news, I don't even know what was that worse, but they use it for often getting drugs and then they drink it, so they could peel it off, so they won't test it out. And that's what I hear about.
I'll believe it. So for number 2, we have the Charlotte Hornets. Are they contenders or pretenders? They recently contended with the Lakers and the Clippers. They were right there with them until about the end of the third, and then that was about it for them. So what do you guys think? Contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
I agree with that.
Yeah, same, pretenders.
And what about you, Qiyi?
They really let go of
for what team?
For the Hornets.
Hornets? Huh. Granham.
Crazy.
No.
When Kemba was on the Hornets, he had a bigger impact than he does now.
Yeah, that might have been the system he was into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for Terry Rozier though.
What's Terry Rozier averaging right now? About 14 points per game. Solid. 14, 4, and 6.
But yeah, Hornets pretenders.
Yeah.
They beat the Clippers, but no, they didn't beat the Clippers.
No, they beat They beat the Bulls, I think, and then they lost, but barely, if you want to count it, to the Clippers and the Lakers.
And they lost to Lakers.
Yeah. So then the Timberwolves, contenders or pretenders?
The who?
Pretenders.
Timberwolves. You have them as pretenders. I have them as contenders.
For playoffs, I have them as contenders.
Yeah.
If what's his name? If Andrew
With
Wiggins
Cat
can
and
unlock his true potential, they could be playoff.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
they could be finals contenders. But like how he's been,
Wow.
I think he was. There was hype for something. He just was mad lazy. So if he
And
somehow
he did really
turns
well
that
in his
around,
last game.
yeah.
At least
You
at
know,
the end.
But Towns, but as the stats, you look at the stats, Towns got a very good defense. But as you see him like playing on the game, he isn't like clutch in the clutch time. Like the final 2 minutes.
Didn't he drop like 40 or something or high?
Yeah.
I don't know how much he dropped.
I think he dropped 40 and 21.
But speaking
so
on
for-
Towns, but
Go
Towns
ahead.
want to play, and D'Lo, Devin Booker, and Towns will be on the same team. I don't think that will happen.
What, D'Lo and Towns?
Yeah, and Devin Booker.
We're gonna trade. Where's he gonna trade D'Lo for Towns?
No, they just saying to the
I
media
highly
that they will
doubt
play together in the future.
D'Lo may be a trade for Andrew Wiggins.
Well, I don't want Andrew Wiggins for D'Lo.
It could be
Not
D'Lo
just Andrew
for
Wiggins.
D'Lo for Wiggins, Covington, and first round pick.
Honestly, I like that. Especially.
But
Covington
not for
does
this
have
year.
it.
Maybe in the near future, like maybe 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the next team, the Memphis Grizzlies. So are they contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
I also think they're pretenders.
Yeah, as of right now, I don't think they have, the star power to do it. They do have like some pretty decent pieces in Ja.
Although they have Jaw, like
Jaren Jackson Jr.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
Wait.
going to do that well compared to the
What
rest
team?
of the teams in the West.
The Grizzlies. I think they're
Oh.
a good team. They're just not going to really compete with the Western Conference.
Yeah,
I agree.
they're too good.
Yeah. So then for the final team, which we kind of talked about this already, but the the Atlanta Hawks. So I have them as contenders in the
Yeah.
East,
Plus-
definitely.
East
Definitely.
playoff contenders.
I had them
not
as my
finals.
I had them as my 8th seed. So that kind of says it for
They'll make
itself.
it far, but a championship? Nah.
No, not a championship. But MVP Trae Young, 8th seed.
I think the Hawks, the
You're
Atlanta
on
Hawks
something.
will upset like the fans this year. They won't make to the playoffs. So I go
Whoa.
for pretenders for them.
That's a
wow.
bold prediction. Are you sure
It
about
is a
that?
bold prediction. Write that down.
The East is pretty weak.
But
Yo,
you
Stephen
know,
A. Smith, you hear me?
Yo, bro, he has the Raptors as the 3rd seed. The East isn't weak at all.
Oh, that's true.
East is stacked, my guy.
So contenders they are.
I have them as contenders.
I have them pretenders for the Hawks.
All
But
right,
I don't know.
well,
I don't know Cam Reddish. He won't be very good this year.
Yeah, he's
You
not
think?
showing. He's not looking
Yeah.
too great to start, but that's just a start.
I
Any
mean,
of
he's
this
playing
could
behind
change.
John Collins and Trae Young. He can't really
But I
do
think
much.
I think he was
yeah,
starting though.
It'll be a good season for Wentz Carter though.
Yeah,
Is he
20.
retiring after this year?
yeah.
Wow.
Vince
What a
Carter.
guy.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Here's a guy
So,
that
I think if he, so
You guys
if he
understand
plays,
that?
if he plays a game in 20, they were saying that officially makes him a player who played in 4 separate decades in their career.
Honestly, Vince Carter for the MVP.
Honestly,
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up here. That was
Yes, sir.
the first On Point Sports podcast. I got that right that time.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.